Hey guys, Pastor Brandon here with your weekly update for First Baptist Church, April 11th, 2018. First thing I want to mention is this bold heading here, won't you be my neighbor? Kind of the idea of the sermon on our previous Sunday, looking at the parable in Luke 10, the parable of the Good Samaritan. And I think it's so imperative to look at what Jesus said in this parable. First off, there was an expert in the law, and he wanted to question him and kind of trap Jesus like they always did, to trap him in some kind of a conundrum or way he answers a question. And so he kind of always throws those questions back in their face. And he said, well what do you think? To inherit eternal life, what do you think it takes? And he said, well, the law says, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and love your neighbor as yourself. But the expert in the law continued to say, well, who's my neighbor? And sometimes we think in those same terms, like, well, Jesus, who is my neighbor? Point out that person to me who's my neighbor, who I need to love from the heart and love as myself. And Jesus goes on to tell the story of the Good Samaritan, and you might be familiar with it. If you're not, you can go to Luke 10, 25 and following. But he tells the story of someone who got beat up on this road, and some priest walked by, and a Levite walked by, and then a Samaritan approached him and basically spent the time and energy necessary loving this person, bandaging his wounds, taking care of him, making sure he was cared for afterwards, and showed himself to be a neighbor. And at the end of the story, Jesus turns the question around. He says, it's not about me pointing out who your neighbor is. The question I'm going to ask you is, who in this story proved to be a neighbor? You see, I think Jesus, what he's really asking us to do is, won't you be my neighbor? Won't you be the person who loves people unconditionally and supports them and gives from the heart and digs deep, even when it might be a sacrifice, to love others? It's not so much about pointing out who I need to love. It's about being the person who is loving, about being the neighbor. So I challenge you, be a neighbor to those around you, and that includes anybody and everybody that you come in contact with. A couple other things going on at our church. Vacation Bible School. Here are the dates, so you can do a save the date there if you're planning on that for your kids. We have programs for 3-year-olds up through 6th grade. So if your kids are in those age groups, we'd love to have you be part of it. It's going to be a sports theme this year. It's going to be a really fun time, like it always is. But we're going to include in the comments below here a link. If you'd like to help us, if you'd like to be a worker during Vacation Bible School, maybe you're not here on Sunday and you couldn't fill out the worker's card. Maybe you go to another church, or you're a parent of some of the children who come. We'd love to have you assist and just kind of be around helping out. It always takes a village to raise our children and love our children towards Jesus. So in the link below, click that link and you can register as a worker and let us know the areas you might be interested in helping and serve, and we'll make sure we get all these children taken care of really well. Okay, so check that out. And then finally, there's a Love Does opportunity, and we're going to continue this theme, right? If we're going to be a neighbor, if we're going to love our neighbors as ourselves, there's an opportunity that we pushed back a little bit. It was a work project to serve widows by doing some brush clearing at their house, just kind of a spring cleanup project day. That is now going to be on May 12th. So mark that down on your calendar. If you'd like to be a part of that, you can comment right here on this feed, or you can call the church office and let us know, and we'll sign you up for that day. If you're on Sunday morning, you can certainly sign up in the lobby on the Love Does board. So that's an awesome opportunity, just loving the widows who may not be able to work on their own and do those projects, and we want to serve them on that Saturday morning, May 12th. Okay? Hope you're having a great week. Go find someone to be a neighbor to. I love you. Take care.